Today I'm taking the Starlet apart. I've been trying to make it more luxurious, and by that I mean quieter. So it looks like someone's been in here before to have a look at the doors. See a side impact bar in there, but a huge panel, the door, and it doesn't look like it's got any of this sound absorbing matting on it, so I'm going to try and sneak a bit in there without having to take too much off. I can't remember how to get winders off, so I'm just leaving it at that for now. Also putting some down on the bulkhead. I've got some bulkier insulation. I might put a bit of that up there as well, we'll see. Also need to try and get in the back, do some soundproofing around the rear wheel arches, because I think they're a good source of noise as well. Maybe boot floor as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, well, with the spare wheel out, they've put a bit of sound deadening in there. That's not exactly excessive, is it? None there or there, so I think we can probably afford to put a bit in there. Still got the original tools. No moisture in the boot, that's always good to see. And then we'll have a mooch in the back as well. See how accessible these rear arches are. There's the strut towers. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Right, I'm getting somewhere. I've done the boot floor, I've done the front passenger footwell, and just managed to get in. It's hard work. Just managed to get into the rear side panel, because that's having a merry old ring in there. There is no sound ending on that panel at all, and I see a couple of trim clips that fell out earlier. Let's rescue those and try and work out where they go. Japanese interiors, for a start, the trim clips generally survive being removed, so that's always nice. And secondly, you can get panels out without them snapping. So as someone used to French cars, this is all a bit of a new experience really, but it'll be interesting to see if this makes any difference at all. I've got a long drive tomorrow, so we'll see how it does. Yeah, I haven't got much time, so I really need to crack on. That's the first piece in. You can see dull, muted. I also have some thicker stuff in that bag, and I think I might fit some of that here as well, because that'll really help dull down the noise, I hope. Right, we are all set for travels. 200 miles today, and we'll assess whether the sound deadening has made any difference at all. It won't make much so far because I haven't added an awful lot between engine and cabin, but that's alright, I don't mind hearing the engine. It's all the other noises. We shall go for a drive and see what it's like. Well, I don't think it's reached Lexus standards of luxury just yet. I should point out, I've applied sound deadening to this door, that rear side panel and the boot area. What I haven't had a chance to do yet is fit any to the driver's door, which I sit right next to, or the trim panel under the trim panel behind me. So there are still improvements to be made. Oh, it does feel a little bit more refined. I've also put some in the front floors. There's a tiny amount down there already, but not very much. But we shall get up to greater speeds and see what sort of a transformation has occurred. Yeah, still some tyre and road noise, especially through this door and the rear side. So I'll have to finish that job another day, and look forward to lacerating my wrists on sharp bits of interior trim and exposed metalwork. That'll be fun. And I'm on my way to Stoke. I'm there to help a friend present a car to his daughter. It's all a bit of a big surprise. He's restored this gorgeous Nissan Sunny ZX. He already owns one, which he restored with his daughter, and now he's done another one for her to have. It's a really nice story, and I'm sort of involved in making it happen, and I'm not quite sure how yet. So it's going to be an interesting day. I'm not going to be able to video what's going on because I'm taking part in it, but I'm hopeful someone else will be recording what's going on, and we'll see what happens. Also need to go to a post office because I have many stickers to send out. I keep selling out of stickers, so I can only apologise for constantly underestimating just how many stickers you lot want to buy. Got another 200 of them on order, so I hope you want at least another 200 more. Also, this is the first long run in the Starlet since its MOT. So a chance to further test the Nankang tyres and yeah, see how they get on. Snowy mountains again. We've still got to climb yet. We've still got to climb over the mountains. This might be a bit more interesting than I thought. You can definitely see where the snow line is today. Have we got to go that high? Let's go and find out. Yep, we're climbing up into the snow layer. Fortunately, it doesn't seem to be settling. This is the road that was closed when I bought this car back from North Shields, so yeah, hopefully we'll be alright today, and hopefully I can get back later. And this is why I've driven all the way from Wales to Staffordshire. It's so we could present this Nissan Sunny ZX to its new owner. It's the daughter of Pete, who owns that Nissan Sunny ZX. So, I mean, there's only a handful of these left, and here we are in a random car park in Staffordshire with two of them. So it's been a very special day. And that's us done. We have assisted with the handover of Nissan Sunny ZX, and I'm now on my way back to Wales. All this way just to help hand a car over, but it was yeah, really hand-warming, no, it wasn't hand-warming, it was hand-freezing, heart-warming experience. And yeah, I mean, it must be said that the Starlet is feeling a little quieter, perhaps, but it does depend on the road surface. On noisy road surfaces, it's still very noisy. But I am certainly enjoying the better grip levels. So now, it's just 110 miles back home. Here we go. That was fun. Almost got driven into twice on the same roundabout in Shrewsbury. Traffic lights out, which apparently means chaos. Anything goes. Not great. But this car's quite good for Shrewsbury. I'm enjoying the torque again, because I can come into a roundabout like this in fourth. Pitch it round knowing it'll actually stick to the road, which is nice. And there we are, it's 40 mile an hour in fourth. It's not exactly racing away, but you don't have to keep changing gear to keep it on point. That's 70. On your third for this roundabout. Oh yeah, it's a lot more limpet light now. I'm enjoying this car. This Merc was not enjoying being overtaken by a Starlet. Right, it's actually dry, so let's have a go at the 0 to 60 dash. 1, 2, 3. Still whiz spins. Oh, 60. Be a bit quicker if I could just get to 60 in second, but I can't. I ran out of revs. To show you how low first gear is though, it really is very short. By 20 it's seriously out of breath. I just filled up, having covered 249 miles I think, which had only taken it down to half a tank, or just below half a tank. And that MPG calculation came out at 40, which isn't quite so good, but there was a lot of engine revving during the MOT, so I'm going to blame that, and definitely not my heavy-footed driving style today. Right, coming up to one of my favourite hoon roundabouts, so let's see if I can get a good run at it. I'd say that's quite grippy. It's nice to actually have my confidence back in this car after driving it in the snow with terrible tyres. Really want to go at an auto solo. Cool. I do love Welsh roads. Range Rover towing a Range Rover. That's why we call it the splash road. Certainly finding it isn't grip that's slowing me down in the bends now, it's visibility. You don't know what's around the bends, you have to be a bit careful. Oh, I think I'm liking this car. It's everything the Lexus wasn't on these roads. Tight and predictable and narrow, you know, things Lexus is just aren't. So there we go, we've covered 210 miles in the Starlet today. It's still not the quietest, still some sound deadening to do to see if it'll improve matters. I'll see if I can get that done before our next big trip, which is on Wednesday. It's currently Saturday, but it's a bank holiday weekend, so I should be able to find time to have a go and try and sort things out a bit. I must try and get around to giving this car a service at some point. It covered 4,000 miles between MOTs, or not even quite 4,000 miles. So I suspect it's probably had a service fairly recently, but it's always good to know these things have been done. So I shall put that on the to-do list. And I might have to give it a wash as well. As you can see, the rear window's mucky again. But it looks nice when it's clean. But yeah, the realities of living in Wales are that your car is always filthy. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and I shall see you again in a future video. Farewell. Delayed because I had to look at what was coming. So now we should go.